properly. See the suds? All right, so who do we got in the chat? North 49 GP is here. AU Prospecting Scotland. Hey, pal. Going, guys. Mama Bird is here. Careless Whispers is in the house. And Mentally Corrupted, my man. That was a really, really, really nice pour, pal. All right, so today, a little something different. I don't know if I'm going to get any gold. I'm not pouring a pay dirt, anything in this today. This is strictly stuff that I got from just past, if you guys saw my videos where I do the clay, it's at the gravel bar. The gravel bar is not quite yet, but I was there the other day and I went a little bit upstream and there was some material I could dig. So we've only got half a pail here, but that half a pail comes from 10 pails. So what I did was at the creek, I just speed panned it out, got it down to about half a pail of slop. And as you can see, I think I did a pretty good job. It really, really nice, dark material. We have our Flower Gold Wizard sluice head here, along with our Gold Hog mini stream, the Tub of Wonder over there. All right. We have beautiful, beautiful weather here all day. Not a cloud in the sky, hardly, super breezy to keep the bugs down. And 2 minutes before I go to start streaming, it was spitting rain, which luckily is gone for now, but the bugs are out. I'll probably have to run and grab some bug spray in a bit, but hey, Chad, welcome. High Water Prospecting in the house. Great to see you. My tablet is buffering. I hope that doesn't mean my phone's buffering. Let me know if I'm buffering. The router is right inside the house, but I got my 2 kids for the weekend, and both of them are running PCs, so I don't know what that does to my internets. Hey, Stony Baloney Macaroni, how's it going, pal? We'll get some jet dry going in the water first. Let's sink that pump a little bit. Stony wasn't feeling it. I kind of missed a lot of air and stream this morning. I had to go run and get some golf clubs for my young lad in town. But I saw Aaron getting poured on and just about get struck by lightning, so pretty much figured that was the highlight of the stream. Kind of odd. All right, so I'll repeat for Stony because he's well worth it. So we got this dirt from just upstream of the gravel bar. So the gravel bar is downstream from that clay spot that I prospect. Gravel bar, unfortunately, not quite ready yet. But this half of this very, very small pail was I think it was 10 pails that I speed panned down to this slop. And as you can see, very black and heavy. Classified 1/4 inch. Got the Gold Hog mini stream, Flower Gold Heads, smooth water sluice head. And see if we can do a little bit of damage. It was a good year on the clay. The clay is absolutely done. I went and checked it out. Looks like the Sahara Desert. It's all dry and cracked. And, you know, I could probably pick and chisel some stuff out of there, but we'll save it for next year. Or if we get a metric ton of rain. Hey, Joseph in the house. Welcome, Joseph. Which I will in like a day or two, probably. Careless always gets the weather like maybe a day, day and a half before I do. Except the tornadoes. They never make it across the lake, which, beauty. Let's get this bad boy up and running. Make sure that we're nice and level and everything's the way I like it. But actually, you can tell it got some residual slope or soap in the smooth water here. Speaking of slope, we are running at 8 degrees today. A little lower than the Gold Hog likes to run, but we'll get all our bubbles out of here. I normally run it at 9, so it's not that big of a difference, but the table's a little bit sloped because of the log. Now let's start a little bit of slow feed. So we do want to feed this nice and slow. I don't 100%, as I said, know what's in it. So this truly is prospecting. 10 pails, speed pan down to like half a small bucket. Nice looking stuff anyway. Give you guys a really quick look. Really, really nice looking material there. All right, we'll take a minute to see how our sluice is running. Looking good. I see stuff jumping around in the riffles. Of course, that was the one jagged piece that has to get stuck in there. But yeah, looking good. Stoney's putting his white crop top t-shirt on. I apologize for anyone that lives anywhere near Stoney. They want to stay off that neck puff. What was that saying? I see your muscle shirt arrived today. Muscles arrive tomorrow. So again, we're running a full 1100 GPH. I've tested this thing. I think I got something like a 95% capture rate at 1100, so it's really not worth messing around with the speed controller and potentially even getting less. And that was with some super fine beach gold. See, normally Jet Dry doesn't suds, but from the last adventure we all had, when I was live streaming last time, there may or may not have been a little soap stuck in the system. So I am running this, quite a bit slower scoop-wise than I would in the field, just because this is prospecting. This is a test, right? Trying to see what's hung up in that advance of the gravel bar. I don't know if we're going to overflow the bucket today, Carlos. Come on, Scotland, that was fun. Lieutenant Eidelman, how's it going, pal? All the way from Germany? Awesome. RMP Brad in the house. Hey, pal, how's it going? So far, the rain is holding off. Touch wood. You can tell I haven't sluiced this dirt before because the water is a little bit dark. When you do speed pan, you do obviously leave a little bit of organics in there, and that's kind of what we're looking at. Like I said, I got the kids here. I'm going to do a little bit of grilling tonight. Some Italian sausage on a bun with homemade French fries and coleslaw. Big hockey game on tonight. Watch that with the boys. Hope all you guys, all my friends from the States, are enjoying the start of their Memorial Day long weekend. Ours was actually last weekend. Some old lady's birthday or something. I will say this material looks really, really good. I'm impressed with that. Wally's in the house. Welcome, Wally. The Grill of Greatness. That's correct, Paul. That was a really good video, Wally, with those arrowheads. We don't have those around here. I never thought of, I guess because we don't have them and I haven't looked for them. I would have never thought you guys would look in a cut cornfield for those. But it makes sense since they're plowing up all the dirt, right? I absolutely love this sluice head. I do have to get my speed controller. I did replace the fuse and get it, I think, back up and running. I do have to get that out here. Test it with the Dream Mat, my Trek sluice, see if I can use that as a cleanup sluice. Because I do have that little gutter sluice, which works really awesome, but slow. Jason E. Miner, pal, good to see you, man. I am with you, Stony. You can watch this all day. I could do this all day. I could just sit here and run stuff through a sluice. The gold is a bonus. Depending how long this stream lasts, I might be having a beer with you guys. So, hope everyone's got a cold one handy. I'm usually like a PBR bush kind of guy, right? Cheap and does the trick, but I did my neighbor a solid. I pulled his car out of the ditch this week and stopped by with a dozen bottles of Stella. So today we're living large. $40 worth of beer and $5 worth of Italian sausage for supper. Now we're in a nice piece of jasper. Santa Beard the Bubbles? Wally, buddy. Yeah, pretty mouthy Wally for a guy that never actually appears on camera. $30 from FGWW. We're talking the Sluicehead. I believe they're in the low 40s. I'm not. Don't quote me on that. But you can definitely check them out on his channel. It is awesome. Better than being in the back of a cop car at Wally. I agree with you. Not that that's ever happened to me. Better to appear off camera in your own videos than on camera in the back of a cop car in someone else's short. Crazy man caught metal detecting and arrowhead hunting on private land. So what ended up happening with Aaron this morning? Did he ever actually go back and start the stream up again? Last I saw, he was kind of invading Kherson for a little bit. And it was kind of the end of it. Well, for me, anyways. Got struck by lightning. He is kind of skinny and pole-like. Doug Ford does like his beer call. Yeah, Aaron is skinny and pole-like, and knowing Scotland, he probably sent him underneath the largest tree to prospect. Pick it. Not used to, been a while since I've sluiced something with this much organics in it. Some nice footage too coming out of Freedom Fest. All the guys, that's awesome. Hey, Boomer, welcome. Since I see you in person, congratulations on the big win, pal. I did receive your email with your address, so I'm still waiting for the second place winner. But by midweek, if he doesn't get a hold of me, I'll ship yours and Carlos's packages out this week. So, Paul, which dirt is this? This is pure all things country dirt. So again, down at the creek near that clay area, but a little downstream. Is my favorite spot, which is a gravel bar that's on direct bedrock. Fortunately, this isn't from there. It's not quite ready yet with all that rain we've had this year. So this is just slightly upstream of that gravel bar. Nice looking material. I did, as I said, I speed panned a bunch of it. So we got down to maybe 2/3 of or half of this container, somewhere in there. And that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Careless pandering for likes. I appreciate that. Hey, troubled one in the house. Joseph is making pasta. Pasta, you know, a little different. Last time I saw Joseph doing something on the stream, he was cleaning toilets. So I'll take making pasta any day. Let's take a look at my ripples here. Looking really good. What do you guys think? What do you think of the way it's running? To me, that looks, I mean, I've tested it at this speed. It looks perfect, but I had way more soap in it at the time. So, yeah, to me, it's looking really good. No weird bubbles or anything silly like that. Careless, I think someone already asked Joseph if we put the seat down after he cleaned the toilet. And I think his response was, what seat? I could be wrong. Ribs do sound good. Ribs actually sound great. Now I'm wishing I had taken out ribs. Not that I plan to be on too long, but does anyone know if there's anyone else on any lives or anything tonight? And I got the hockey game at 8, but I kind of love just chilling out and kind of doing the dual purpose thing, hopping on live and watching the hockey game at the same time. Full beer, so I guess it's a triple purpose thing. I'm actually thinking, to be honest with you, based on this material and the amount of organics I have in it, I may actually double run this today. I'm not 100% sure. We do have, you know, I usually plan to keep my streams under 2 hours, so I think we'll have the time. We're almost done the bucket. We'll run it through once, pull the mats, rinse the mats out, and then run it through for a second time just to make sure. Anyone who prospects will tell you, you can't overrun, never run dirt just once. And I'd really like to clear these organics out of it. Hey, Aqua Donkey, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, Wally, I actually saved dirt for the, I don't know what I'm going to do this year. I wasn't doing a YouTube thing last year, right? So last year, I actually have a 45-gallon drum up at the camp full of dirt, and it's still full of dirt. But I've kind of upped my game equipment-wise. You know, I had a little stream sluice at the time, really cheap Amazon type dealie. You know, and I'd run that, and I'd run some dirt. I'd bring every day. I'd prospect. I'd fill a bucket up for the way home, bring it home on the four-wheeler, dump it in the 45-gallon drum, and lo and behold, the drum is still sitting there. So I'll have to chew away at that at some point. I will not be panning with a wheelbarrow today, by the way. Or a cowboy hat, or a water bottle. But those were some fantastic suggestions. That was awesome. Freedom Fest cons. That's true, Donkey Awkward. You actually you drove, right? So all the folks that flew, I don't know how they. I guess none of them brought cons home. But I guess you could. I mean, you could bring if you sluiced it, you could bring the sluice cons home. Maybe a little bucket this size. But carry-ons and luggage is so damn expensive nowadays. Hey, GS. GS, that was awesome. I loved it. Not now, because you're on my live stream, but later. Check out GS's latest video. He had a dream mat sluice, kind of similar to the one I have. And he had a cat litter bucket up top with some holes drilled into it. And he had him and his buddy were filling. One was filling the cat litter bucket with the holes, and the other was feeding the sluice. And, you know, maybe not this good, because, I mean, it doesn't get better than this. It's fully automated. But that thing was running mint, and I was super impressed. Like, that's ingenuity, man. Yeah, that thing was awesome. Between the GS has it going on. Between the milk crate classifier and the cat litter bucket sluice head, what we need is something like this flower gold wizard's head. You can see my where the hose attaches to recirculate the water is underneath. Imagine if you had something where the attachment was on the top and you could actually sit a bucket on it. That was awesome. So Paul wants to know how much I expect from a bucket. Great question. I prospect. So that answer is 0. I never ever, when I do a bucket, expect absolutely anything from it. I'll be disappointed if we get nothing, because the area that this is just ahead of is really, really, really good. But if I walk out of here, you know, I don't want to put a number on it. But if I had to, if I walked out of here, based on kind of what I've been getting this year, we had such torrential flooding, 0.1 out of 10 buckets, I'd be happy, to be honest with you. Black Poison after that GNS double diamond. You're a brave man. Never done the Black Poison before. I have done, well, I prospected Lake Superior before, so I do know what those sands are kind of like. Never done Jason's dirt, but that GNS stuff, man, that gave me, I was going to say something I should have. That gave me fits. The GNS stuff was absolutely brutal. I actually did a video on the double black diamond dirt from GNS, and I think I was saying yesterday, I think it was Trouble when I was on Bayou Gold Guy's stream, and Medley was there as well, and I mentioned, like, it was a solid 8 hours anyways. I burned through a GoPro battery trying to film it, and then when I was done, I had to edit that bad boy. I think it turned out to be like a 25-minute video, which most of my painter videos are, 12 minutes long. It was absolutely brutal. All right, kind of at the bottom of the bucket here. I'm gonna add a little bit of water. Never throw out the bottom of a bucket. Bottom of the bucket's where all the good stuff likes to hide. And that's the tricky part here. You want to add this, but you want to add it so slow. You don't want to really super increase your water speed, right? Put that in nice and slow. Come on, baby. All right. pour some of this out. Oh man, there's still stuff hanging around in that bucket. Look at that. But you don't want to, trust me, never turn your back on the bottom of a bucket, no matter. I've seen so much fine gold and stuff like that just clinging onto the sides of the bucket. We are going to reuse this bucket because I'm going to give those cons a second run. Whew. Hey, Gail, how's it going? Three hours still though through the toothpick sluice. Mentally, that's still a lot of time, right? I could do it by hand. I could do a regular pay dirt in maybe an hour. Right? But actually, I don't know if you guys highly recommended Careless. If you do me a big favor, put it up, Flash in the Pans channel, and he had the owner / inventor of the toothpick sluice on last week. Really shy fellow, so it took him a while to get going, but really neat little interview we had. Let's take a look and see if we see any obvious gold. We do not. Oh, I think, yep. And I see 3 fishing weights. How did they come from? I'm still getting haunted by fishing weights, man. Check that out. And those are legit fit. Those are because the stream I am in is a trout stream. People do fish it. So these are lead. So if I toss them in the bush, I'm going to get in crap. So leave them there for now. Okay. We'll give our sluice mat a quick look, which now has a dead mosquito in it. So I do see some pyrite up in there. There we go. Yeah, and this mat is so nice and easy to clean. But I love Gold Hog and I love Dream Mat, both for different reasons. But I will say, I find the Gold Hog matting a lot easier to clean. The Dream Mat holds way less concentrate, so the cleanup is a breeze. Looking good. This bad boy back in the sluice. This is the part where, as a prospector, you really want to, like right now, I'm super tempted to look for gold already, but I'm going to wait. Because I've done that before where I've been super tempted to look for gold, and sometimes you don't find any and you don't do the second run because you're discouraged. I'd rather keep the aura of mystery. There we go. Just as I'm saying how much I love the Gold Hog, now I'm struggling to get the, oh, there we go. My bad. Struggling to get the mat back in, but code 13, user error. It does get a little bit sticky once you get that sand underneath it. So that's why I always give this thing a good cleanup whenever I put it away. And there we go. Tighten that back up. Now we need a game plan to get these cons back into the bucket. Slop water all over my tablet. And I've lost my chat. Just a sec, guys. Slop water all over my tablet, and it made all the stuff function and do stuff I didn't want it to do. All right. All right, there we go. All right, we got her back working. Just give me a sec for the chat to catch up. Hey, That's Gold, buddy. How's it going, man? That's Gold has an absolutely fantastic channel. Oh, asking for Rob. Rob actually messaged me. He's on an adventure of some sort. He's not going to have any cell service today. What's that? Speaking of Home Depot and lumber, reminds me of that meme of the guy that had like 3 planks in the back of a pickup truck, and underneath, what did it say? I don't mean to brag, but I paid for these bad boys cash. It is. Lumber's not as expensive as it was for a while, but it's still pretty bloody expensive. All right. I'm going to dump off some of this water. Take our pump out. Try not to make it look like I peed myself on live stream. Again. All right. Whoop. Tablet. We'll put that tablet aside for now. Nice. Take a moment to scoop some of this stuff back in the bucket for run number 2. Do you have big plans for the big long weekend out there? Get it? There we go. Thought I saw a nice garnet. There it is. Really nice garnet there. See any gold in the bin? See, now I'm getting cocky and panning with everything. Just trying to get that rinsed off so we can pour it back in. Like I said, one thing you learn when you're prospecting, never disregard the bottom of a bucket. There we go. Good enough for the girls I go out with. Toss that in. Nothing else, our water should be a lot cleaner for run number 2, which is good. All right, we're gonna have just enough water to pan. Right. Give just a second, guys. I'm gonna grab the tablet. Everyone's talking about going over to Stoney's place. I heard Careless was having everyone over tonight for stir fry. I could be wrong though. Tree bark. You know what? That's doable. The inside of tree bark's nice and smooth. I could see doing that. It was funny, like that video, you guys really seem to enjoy it. And I enjoyed doing it. The video's doing horribly on YouTube, which, you know, at the end of the day, I don't really care too much about. But, you know, people just kind of want to see the same old, which is fine if that's what you're into, I guess. But I really enjoyed it. You guys got super creative with that. And here we go. Step 1, put your pump in the water. Forgot I had taken it out. I kind of tuck it in behind the legs here and hold it so it doesn't float up on me or get full of sand. Trying to kind of pinch the pump so it stays down there and it doesn't want to. There we go. Yeah, I agree, Stoney. You come up with something and you think it's dynamite. Like, everyone's going to watch this. It's awesome. And then no one watches, right? Shorts especially, I find like that. Like I'll make a short that I think is really good with panning out some nice gold at the end and the whole process, you know, summed up into a 55-second video. And nobody watches it, right? And then you put up a video of your dog snoring and it gets 5,000 views. So what the hell? Hey, Brian, yeah, the black. You guys still have the black flies down there? They left last week, so now it's just the mosquitoes up around here. All right, so let's get this bad boy back up and running. At least it lets you know when it's coming out of the water here. Just trying to get it to pinch in behind the sluice. There we go. So we ran recirculating pump, Brian. This is actually, to be honest with you, the only one I've ever used. And it's just like that generic red, white, and black one that pretty much everyone has that you can get on Amazon. A regular bilge pump. Same one, I actually didn't get it on Amazon. I got mine off Gold Hog when I bought the sluice. And I bought, actually I have the reverse, the power piglet that goes with this sluice. And it actually works in reverse. It works okay, but it's very, very finicky, whereas like this Flower Gold Wizard sluice head, it just works set up first time every time. Easy peasy, you don't have to mess with anything. But it's nice to have the both because I can put this one on the dream mat and I can, myself and one of my kids can go on a day trip out prospecting and it gives us half the sluice to run, right? Jordan Wilson, welcome. So Jordan, what you're talking about is called pitch, what degree to run at. We're currently running at 8. This is good fine material. Usually most sluices, this is just from my personal experience, between 8 and 11 is ideal, depending on the material you're running and stuff like that. Generically, when I have my sluices, so I'm not going to undo it now, but each of these legs are actually marked with a line. And I typically run them all at 9. That being said, I'm outside on my lawn and the table is crooked. So I measured it earlier. We're running at 8, which is fine. I don't really want to mess with it. It's sluicing well. And you'll notice right away if it's running too fast, you see nothing in your ripples. Running too slow, everything's going to start bunching up. You kind of know. Very, I've been prospecting for a very long time, but not with like the modern stuff like the sluices and the circulating pumps and stuff like that. And I was always too intimidated to get into them. I'd ask a million questions and then I said, the hell with it, I'm just going to do it. Once you do it, it's really, really not all that complicated. One thing that's nice about the way the Gold Hog works, we already ran this dirt. So the sluice catches whatever the heaviest material is that you're running. And what it does is the material comes behind it, and if something heavier gets down, it kicks something lighter out. That's kind of the way it works. So that's why you can recirculate, rerun the same dirt over and over, and you'll always catch something in your sluice. It's kind of neat, actually. Dream mats do that the best. That was quite the message, troubled one to come back to. Yeah, Manly, any clean jumper or burglar would never forget a naked man waving a cucumber. Alrighty then. I'm not sure I want to know what you guys are talking about. Tell you one thing that's nice, both from doing live streams and being on a live stream, what's nice about this community is that it is in fact a community. It's so nice to be able for me to do something like this. I mean, unlike Stoney or Aaron, I can't prospect live. I've got absolutely no cell service where my areas are. But it's so nice that you guys just kind of talk and do your own thing. And it's community. And you build friends online. It's pretty neat. Absolutely awkward. Great group of people. But there's still some organics coming out of this. Like it's still kind of brown after pouring off all that water. I was going to bring some tubes out actually today, but weather wasn't sure it was going to hold off. There we go again. I lost you guys again. Yeah, you do get to a point where your mouth and your brain don't always connect properly. I find the older I get, the less I give a shit, and they tend to connect more often than they should. And mosquitoes are getting stupid out here. All right. Now, the bugs aren't that bad, Careless. I must say the mosquitoes have been pretty good this year. Touch wood. It was so beautiful earlier. The breeze was coming through. Sun was breaking the clouds. Not a bug to be found because of all the wind, but now it just, hey, look, ATC's got a live stream. Turn the wind down, bring the bugs out. Here, have some extra bugs. All right. All right, gang. So here's what we're going to do. Let's take like a 2-3 minute break. That's something a little bit different. I will be right back with you. I'm going to run in and throw some bug spray on really, really quick. I'm going to grab a beer. Why don't you guys do the same if you've got one around, a glass of wine, bug juice, whatever. So that way I can get some bug spray on, grab a beer. We're going to come back. We're going to clean the the gold hog mat out. And then we're going to do a little bit of panning. So like maybe 2-3 minutes, I'll be right back with you. If someone could stay behind and keep the lights on, I'd appreciate it. Hey, folks, sorry about that. Got some bug spray on. And I realized I hadn't heard my dog go running out the door. So I had to give my young lads a boot in the ass to get him running. You need to get me a cooler for the yard. I will accept donations, GS. Maybe one on wheels I could haul gold equipment around with too. And yes, thank you for mentioning it, Joseph. Thumbs up. I'm an ex-military person myself. Thumbs up to everybody who served on this very, very special weekend. With that in mind, I got one of these nonsense bottles. You actually have to use your finger to open. What's with that? It's a little classic, great old ATC, isn't it? Cheers. Looking for the dog. Well, you never know. I don't think he'll make a guest appearance today, but my kids do some pretty dumb stuff sometimes. All right. Do I see anything? I do not see any gold. You know what? Let me bring you guys in. But there is a ton of pyrite in here. Ton of pyrite. So that makes me really glad that I ran it a second time. See what you guys can see here. We'll take a nice stroll down the sluice. Got a mosquito that decided to land on there as well. Seeing that pyrite really makes me happy I ran that for a second time. Paint the mosquito gold. Nice, Gail. Thank you, Sony, for your service as well, my friend. I'll drink to that. It's 5 o'clock here, Stoney, so you can have one too, you know. Plus, it's Saturday, so who gives a crap? When I disassemble this thing, I try not to take the wing nuts off all the way. That's how you lose wing nuts. Try not to spill all my tablet this time. Didn't work. My tablet is rewinding itself to the beginning of the stream. And just look at that. It cleans, these things clean out just fantastic. I should probably give that sluice a wash too. Lay that out. One thing for all you prospectors out there that run these systems that I personally highly recommend, other than this Flower Gold Wizard's head, get these at any hardware store. These are the quick detach worm gear clamps, completely toolless. They work bee's knees, these things. Smooth. All right. So our sluice is now disconnected. I'll take my pump out to dry out so we're not leaving it sit in a bunch of sediment here. There we go. Okay. See if I can get you guys back. Sorry about that. That's just me splashing water all over my tablet. There we go. Scotsman that doesn't drink. That was the first thing I thought of. I'm like, holy cow. I'll have your share tonight. Anyone see the soap? Legend has it the soap is still traveling down the St. Lawrence River somewhere. Well, thank you, Gail. I appreciate that. That is the ex-military in me. I was not always that way. But I'm also someone that gets, I don't want to say I get easily frustrated, but I get easily frustrated, if that makes sense. There's nothing worse than having good gear you pay good money for that you want to use, and you don't have it at arm's length. I mean, I do go a little bit too far. I'm probably the only prospector you'll ever see that brings his buckets home and then washes them. That might be a little too far, but all right. So I'm going to move this tablet temporarily. I absolutely love this, and this sluice is my dream mat sluice. I love. I've sold and gotten rid of and given away every other sluice that I had. Just so nice to have a sluice this size that works this well, and you can fold it up and it fits right in the pack. All right. Get rid of the unnecessary stuff off the table so we're only looking at what we need. My fishing weights that I found earlier. That is some dirty water. That's no big deal. Whew. How are you doing? Yeah, head on over to Careless. Careless, put your own channel up there. Put your video up too. YouTube's not for everybody. You know what I mean? I mean, either one. When I first started, I hated. If you go back on my channel and look at, how I've progressed since, maybe December, January or so is really when I really started. You'll notice my first videos, I don't appear in them, right? It's just the camera pointing down and I'm panning out dirt, and, it's not for everybody. So there's no criticism here on my part. I wasn't really super keen on being on camera either, so. Careless live right after this. Hey, Canslaw, how's it going? Canslaw's from nearby in Ottawa. Yeah, it's rain starting to move in. It was beautiful and breezy earlier. Sun splitting the clouds, and started to spit rain a little bit when I first started the stream. Then it went away and we're back. So I've gone out. The mosquitoes have come out with the rain. I went out and got the bug spray on. So what we're going to do, we're going to pan in a large pan for now. When I get it down, I'm going to put it into one of these smaller ones. Then, hopefully, we'll have a reveal of some sort. Again, no promises, guys. This is actual prospecting dirt. I will show you guys what the cons look like. We did run it twice though, so keep that in mind. But there you go. Those are your carves from the Gold Hawk. And they're not overly deep either. Not too bad. But I guarantee you, if I had been running the Dream Mat today, that's its strong point. We'd have had half as many cons. I'm not expecting the gold here to be too big either, so keeping an eye out with, you know, in the back of my mind, I'm dealing with flower gold, so one side of the pan sticking doesn't want to move. I hate it when that happens. There we go. Got all nice and liquefied. All the windows are closed in my house because of the rain, and I can hear my kids screaming at the computer through the windows. Ooh. There was a speck that wanted to float away on me. No, that's mica. Damn it. I'm excited there for nothing. That's kind of a good thing though, because we are way too early in the process here to have gold floating away on us. I've still got quite a bit of cons in this pan. That's a pyrite though. A piece of pyrite right there. There you go. Good sign. Turn that around so I'm not splashing myself in the crotch all day long. Do that stuff off camera. Come on, you get out of there. Yeah, lots of pyrite in there. Holy pyrite, man. And a nice garnet. I don't know if you guys can see. Just look at all the pyrite scattered through that pan. You have a nice looking, what is this? Looks like an Apache tier. And there's a garnet floating up there, right up there. Nice red one too. But yeah, quite a bit of pyrite. Holy smokes. You guys hear the ducks coming in? Flying right behind me, actually. I have 2 sets of mallards nested in the pond behind my house. Getting to the nitty gritty. Hey, A3, how's it going? Tim in the house? Good to see you, pal. Pre-recorded bird sounds in the background. Wouldn't take me much to pre-record a bunch of bird sound. We are getting down to the nitty gritty. I have not seen any gold yet. I will tell you, if mining pyrite was a thing, I'd be rich right now. Holy cow. I did hear somewhere that they're going to use pyrite for something. I can't remember what it was. Lots of garnets in there now, too. I am starting to see some gold. Still quite a bit of black sand in the pan, but there is definitely some gold there. Keep the suspense going and enjoy the moment. I appreciate, no, I'm not quite there yet, but Gail, but I appreciate the sentiment. I don't want, that's something I've been thinking about quite a bit, because I am very, very close actually to monetization. I don't want, I do this for fun. I'm an engineer. I make a decent living. I don't want to be one of those creators, and I'm not pointing fingers at anybody or anything like that. I just don't want to be one of those creators that monetizes themselves and then locks their content behind monetization. It's just, to me, that's the opposite of why I wanted to do this in the first place. If, and slash when, because I'm only a few hundred hours away, actually. You need 3,000 hours for super chats, and I've got something like 2,800 or 2,700. And YouTube, on top of that, is 5 days behind. I'd rather do something, I was mentioning earlier, everyone's such a nice group of people. I love hanging with you guys and other people's streams, video premieres. If I'm going to do something around monetization, it's going to be for you guys. So it's going to be more along the lines of, I'm not big on giveaways. I did the 250 and the 500, and I'm going to do 1,000, which between us is a metal detector. But I'd rather it be something fun. Maybe it's giveaways. I don't know. I mean, I'm open to suggestions from anyone. But if anyone's sending me money, rather than just putting it in my pocket and buying beer with it, I'd kind of rather do something for the community. That's all I'm saying. If you guys have any suggestions, I'm completely open. Hey, Blistering Barnacles. How's it going, buddy? Tim, you should ship us to Canada so we can find the real gold. Why don't you just come up rather than donating? Just come on up. I'll get you on the gold. The other option is we use it to put gas in Careless's short yellow bus, and we all head down to Stoney's place. Hey, Dylan, I didn't see you there. JT Paluki, great to see you. All right, we are going to, what time we got? Let me get this transferred to a smaller pan so I can finish this off properly. There is definitely some gold in here, but I can't really tell how much. It's still covered in black sand. Yeah, I've seen quite a bit of gold in here as I'm moving it around. But yeah, I've seen all kinds of stuff. Not to mention any names. Seen a lot of YouTubers change when they get monetized and not be the same as they used to be. That's completely not how I want to be. Yeah. I'll show you guys really quick the last little bit that we're dealing with. I know there is some gold under there, but just look how little dirt there is, and as you can see here, it doesn't look like there's any gold in it. So oh, nice, Cancel. Well, you didn't change, Stoney. You didn't change. Well, actually, you know what? I didn't know you back then, so yeah, I don't consider Stoney to be a money hungry YouTuber by any means. Yeah, I mean the giveaways. It's not that I don't enjoy doing them or giving stuff away, especially the last one. Um, you know, I had talked to actually it was Careless I had talked to about it is to come up with an idea, and the idea was the Will It Go Pan challenge. That's what came out of it. And originally my thought, because if I'm going to give away to people, I want to give away to people that support the channel, right? I learned that lesson the hard way when I did the 250 giveaway. I got all these subscribers suddenly joined the channel that saw the video, and then a week later, I lost 20 subs because they just left. They didn't win, right? So I wanted more to give away to the subs, but then the original idea was whoever came up with the coolest idea was actually going to win the grand prize. And then I'm like, how the hell do I judge this? The ideas were all so good, and I had so much fun doing it. I said, screw it. I just did the random comment picker. And just kind of let that deal with it. All right, time we got here 5:30. Still kind of early. That's okay. We don't have to run the full 2 hours. But I will take. Oh wow, there's gold here. Typically my goal is to try and keep the stream under 2 hours. I like Stoney's lives. I think are awesome. And he's about that same as me, about 2 hours. I think that's enough of dealing with this mug. And speaking of what you guys came here for, give you a quick peek. Why not? You guys see some of that gold peeking out? Still got a lot of heavy black sand to deal with, but I like uh, I like memberships. I mean, not that I'm anywhere near that big. I mean, I'm not even monetized yet, right? But the guy I like doing it the most is that does it the most is Flower Gold Wizards. Now he does his through Patreon because he does get a significantly higher portion of what people donate. But and I don't want to mess around with Patreon. I don't want to get into that kind of stuff. But I love the way he does his because his giveaways are absolutely fantastic, and he does them every month. But it's a pain, you know. Like I live very rurally, getting stuff out to the mail, you know, chasing people for their address. On Patreon, he's lucky because people have to enter their address in before when they join it. So, but yeah, you know, it's a pain. It's really it's the shipping thing that makes everything a pain. Other than that, you know, if I could just go hand everybody their prize, it'd be super easy. But I mean, it's just not the way it works, right? Yeah, Tim, Jason is absolutely fantastic. Huge supporter of this channel. Great guy just to talk to. He was really interested. I did a video on glacial till and Uperlites, which is kind of his bag. And he like emailed me, oh, fantastic video, pal. And I've learned, he said he learned a lot from me, and I've definitely learned a ton from him. He'll never learn as much from me as I've learned from him, that's for sure. I'm with you, Scotland. Like, and that's the thing is, like, I've joined tons of channels as well. And you can only do so much. And, you know, there's channels, you know, one guy, I'll mention them here, Gentleman Prospector and Mama Bird, you know, just a fledgling channel, just starting out like I was maybe 5 months ago. And I think they're doing everything right. I really enjoy their channel, but I actually have to physically go in all the time and look for his videos because I have the notifications clicked on. And I think if you click notifications for, you know, all of these channels, you certainly don't get them all. And I think that's a big problem. YouTube's almost, you know, between what I do for my channel and going in and looking for it's almost part of it's, you know, well, not almost, it is pretty much part of my daily. Well, we got gold floating now. Can't have that. Yakking away and my gold's floating on me. Jet dry in that pan. Thanks, GP. I appreciate that, and likewise, pal. GS Prospecting, well, he's in here, is like the expert. You cannot go to a gold-based channel. It's like, hey, I've never heard of this YouTuber before, and he's doing a prospecting video. I gotta check him out. Go down in the comments. There's GS. Man's a legend. Oh, wow. We have a really, really nice piece of wire gold here. I'm just building the suspense, but yes, we have a nice piece of wire gold. Nice bits, too. Well, that is a beautiful piece of wire gold. I'm going to have to show that off separately. Two pieces of wire gold. Small, though. Well, one is big. The other two are smaller. And everything else is just kind of small flakes. Could even be a wire gold picker. Not that it's big and chunky, but just because it's so long. There's round display things. I do have some of those for nuggets. I could. All right, let me get this cleaned up. Here I am yakking away about gold and not showing you any. So I don't know how much that would weigh. Maybe you guys could tell me. Starving. Joseph as well, another amazing supporter. Absolutely. I mean, we're all amazing. Everybody does what they can, right? I mean, that's the deal. All right. So you know what? I guess I should go ahead and. It's not an impressive amount of gold, but the two wire pieces on the left, I think, are pretty damn nice. You guys make that out? I can't really see what you're seeing and get it close enough. We have that beautiful, beautiful piece of wire gold there. There's the end of my finger for perspective. Everything else is kind of really, really flaky. That's weird. Let's see if you guys saw that. Yeah. So they aren't, that's the thing, Stony, they aren't chunks. The wire gold is pretty chunky. It wanted to roll on me. All those bits you see, super, super flat. So I should really explain A lot of the places, I've said it on the videos, and I know I'm the same way. You know, you're faced with watching a 25-minute YouTube video, or all of us kind of skip parts. And a lot of times I get the question, well, where's your gold come from, etc. So where my property is, where I prospect, it's not placer gold. So it's not really, I mean, it's the same gold, the same stuff everyone's going for. But it's downstream from a really old gold mine, a hard rock mine. And they had a trommel. And they used to move the trommel along the creek. So what they do is they crush the rocks, run them through a trommel, kind of like they do, Gail would be familiar with Croissant. They'd run them through a really old-fashioned trommel. And they didn't, back in those days, like we're talking well over 100 years ago, they didn't have, like a front-end loader or a bulldozer. So rather than bulldoze the tailings piles, it was a lot easier for them with the horses just to move the trommel down. So right alongside the creek is this beautiful 8-foot pile of tailings that goes on for about 2 kilometers. So the gold that I'm getting here, and a lot of the gold you guys see me prospecting in my videos, I haven't made one in New England yet, but so pretty much all the stuff you see me getting in Ontario that's not glacial till gold is from this area, and it's stuff that the trommel, those old-fashioned trommels can't catch everything, right? So those flakes that you saw there, that they may look very big, they're not chunky at all. They're very, very flat, and that's how they washed out of the trommel. The nicest piece of gold I ever got was actually this year on a previous video, and it was a specimen. So it's about 50-50 gold in quartz by weight. And the trommel missed it, right? Because it's too light. It won't get caught up in the trommel, and away it went, and I get to pick it up. So that's another predicament that I'm in, that I've been giving thought to, is the trommel and all the tailings pile is on my neighbor's property. And, we're good friends. Neighbor's a nice guy. And if I asked him, he'd probably give me permission to go on his land if I told him what I was doing. But if I tell him what I'm doing, then he's going to know that there's gold there. So it's always that balance, right? That there's an inside bend on his property that I'd love to go check out, and it's probably absolutely loaded. But if I go ask him for permission to go there, then he's going to know there's gold, and next thing you know, there's 50 people showing up. So it's kind of like bird in the hand, count your blessings type of deal, and just be happy with what I have, right? Because it's very hard to find any type of gold in the creeks and rivers here in Ontario other than placer gold, or glacial till gold. He doesn't know. I mean, unless he's on YouTube, that's what he wouldn't know, right? And realistically, what's he going to do? Like, he's not going to go through his tailings piles. And the thing is, so the property I'm talking about is where my camp is. These are really older guys, so that almost worries me more. I'm a hunter as well, so I actually bought that land for hunting, and the reason I never trust. I could probably go back there. You never know I was there, but morally, I think that's wrong. And also, I bought my land for hunting. So what happens is I'm very strict about letting people on it. Not because I don't want people to be able to hunt or enjoy nature, but if when you're back there and you're shooting off guns and stuff like that, you need to know who's in there. So that's why I'm really strict about who comes on my property. Likewise, he's the same way. He doesn't let any hunters on, and he offered me I could put a tree stand on there if I wanted, but I couldn't bring guys walking through, which is fine. But I don't want him to be driving in his back 40 one day and there's ATC bent over the creek panning for gold, right? Yeah, I mean, mentally, that's a deal, right? And it's kind of, I don't want to say I got enough gold. It's never too much gold, but I'd really like to try that spot, right? So, I wish I didn't have the morals that I do. That would, the morals would allow me to just sneak in back there, take a few buckets, but it's a slippery slope, right? So you take a few buckets, and then those buckets are really good. I'll just take a few more buckets, and next thing you know, you're going there all the time. So I'm happy with what I have. Um, and it dries up. You guys will. It's probably going to show on my YouTube channel over time, right? I mean, this one I knew. This one is probably about 0.1, I would say, just give or take. Um, I knew this one wasn't going to be as good as the gravel bar, but at the same time, it's still good. I'm going out and getting 0.1 grams of gold from 10 buckets. I'm happy. A lot of people struggle to get a flake, right, or even some flour gold. So I'm happy with what I have, and this way I don't, I can keep everything status quo. We'll see what happens. But his property was the old gold mine, so he's a farmer actually too. So hey James, how's it going, buddy? Great to see you. Cancel. I do magnet fish. Pretty much, if you can find treasure doing it, I do it. So I magnet fish, I gold prospect, I metal detect, as you know, and I'll even attend the if I see one that tickles my fancy, I'll even attend the odd yard sale looking for precious metals. So I got to get into that metally corrupted stuff and get myself a forge or something of some sort so I can melt some of this scrap metal that I collect. But magnet fishing is definitely fun. Um, I struggle magnet fishing. I struggle with the YouTube videos because I think they're even more so than gold prospecting or metal detecting. I think there's a lot of fakes out there. I've never seen so many people find so many guns, right? I mean, it's a little bit ridiculous. Like, who's throwing all these guns over the side of the bridge all the time? And, anyways, I won't go there, but all right, guys. So I won't keep everyone any longer. It was great talking to everybody. Yes, mentally, I do know who does that, but I don't think they do it as often as they make out in some of these videos, right? If you kind of catch my drift. Could you possibly find a gun out magnet fishing? Absolutely. But why don't we see, you go to these channels, all you see is guns and knives. You never see the bike or, oh, look, we found a safe. Like, who's throwing a safe off a bridge? How does that even work? Like, empty the safe and just leave it empty. Why would you pick a 100-pound safe up and throw it off a bridge? It makes no sense. Baltimore and Chicago, I'd find plenty. Around here, you'd be more likely to find somebody's abandoned minnow trap. But there are metal detectors out there, Joseph, that vibrate, that you can turn the beep off, actually. Cancel is actually going on an awesome trip to Prince Edward Island metal detecting. So awesome, Cancel. Best of luck. I'm sure I'll probably talk to you between now and then, but absolutely, good luck, man. Anyways, as much as I love Bayou Gold Guy, I don't want to do one of those Bayou Gold Guy style goodbyes that last 20 minutes. Want to thank everyone for showing up today. Let's give you a second look at that gold, since that's what you really came for. That and the camaraderie, of course. There we go. There is today's take. I'm really, really pleased with that. I can't wait to get to the gravel bar and be able to see what else is there. We will get that dried up and get it added to a vial. All right, guys. Well, again, thanks so much for showing up. I'm gonna have myself another cold beer. Hopefully, you guys can join me. If there's anything going on online tonight, you'll probably see me there as well. Going to be doing a little bit of grilling. And I wish all of you a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend over in the States. And again, thank you to everyone who has served. Very much appreciated. Cheers. We'll catch you on the next one.